Hello, 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 my Cancers. How are you doing out there today? Welcome to the new people, first timers. My name is Patty, and I am actually an empath that does intuitive readings. So down below, you will be able to see, you can go to an introduction to tell you how I actually do my readings because they're a little different than most people's. And I also have a Get Balanced 2020 coaching. So I intermix some of my coaching with my readings. For those that are returning, thank you. If you would both please, before we get started, subscribe, like, or share. I know for the newcomers, they're like, well, I don't want to subscribe if I don't even know what she's about. Just know that something in my readings will resonate with you. If you watch through the whole thing or even get through halfway, something is going to resonate with you. A lot of people click off after a few minutes, and then later they're like, oh, I didn't even know that was on there. Because sometimes I'm brand new, so I'm struggling with trying to get YouTube going as far as how to get it set up, because I did it wrong, and so my daughter's got to help me out. So I've only been on for 6 months, about 6 months, and YouTube says I've been here since 2013. So for those of you who are brand new, thank you, and please like, share, subscribe. That way I can see how I'm growing. And then for those that are returning, bring a friend, phone a friend, call a friend, bring a friend. Anyway, let's get started. This is for Cancer for the week of July 20th through the 26th. And let's see, what's got in store. Boy, I haven't seen that one. Oh boy, let's see what's going on with that. Well, there's a lot of that going on. I'll tell you about what it is in a minute. Keep you in locked. This is actually an interesting card that's pulled. So for those of you that are brand new, I'm pulling an oracle to show the vibrations for the next week, only because I do my readings weekly for right now. Unless I get super busy, I may back up a little bit, but okay. Sounds good. So I do them weekly because the vibrations change. So as I said, I'm guided by divine, and it's intuitive, and it's to tell you which way sort of your life should be going or path should be going maybe in this next week, or what might be coming up that might surprise you, or just maybe you're going through some challenges, and this is to help you get through those, how to keep focused, and where to go. So here we go. So what we have is we've got Rescue and we've got Gentle Gardener. Now, Rescue, they're like, what do you mean rescue? What are you rescuing? Look at this card just really, really closely. Can you see that? I'm trying to get it so it's not. I love this Oracle deck. I just love it. But if you look at it, it's all about somebody checking, seeing what's going on, how they can get to that person through their air balloon. And if you look, I don't know why it's not focusing on that, but if you look really close, if I can get it close enough, can you see it without it? See the girl in the center? Why is it always the guy that's got to rescue the girl? It doesn't work that way sometimes. Usually it's the vice versa sometimes. But anyway, so we're talking about rescue, and the divine's talking about rescue emotionally, spiritually. More emotionally is what they're telling me. And we need to be gentle. We need to be mindful. If you're looking at, it's sort of like the divine looking over us, being gentle, giving us a chance, giving us grace, giving us mercy. If you believe in God, the divine, that kind of thing. Also could be our ancestors watching over us, protecting us, making sure that we're protected, which that is another option as well. But what I'm hearing is somebody's trying to rescue somebody here, and that doesn't work. That doesn't work. And I'm talking about like in a relationship. So I'm feeling that this is a relationship situation. We'll find out as Divine shares with me more. But the thing is that we can't rescue somebody and have it be a healthy relationship. Because after that person gets rescued and you're actually at a different level, a different vibration, a different energy, and even though maybe they started out down here and you actually brought them up a little bit, you have to grow as well. So how are they helping you to grow. So I hate when you use that project. They become sort of like a project, and that's not healthy. You find that, yeah, it's a new beginning here. There's a new beginning coming. So we've got the Fool, and then we've got the Three of Cups, which actually the Three of Cups is about celebration, getting together, maybe a reunion, maybe friends gathering. And in this, with the COVID stuff, it could be gathering, like Skyping together. It could be gathering, that's the wrong order. It could be gathering in a sense of just texting or communicating or that kind of thing. But the Fool is, it's a new beginning, but it's an immature person. So it's interesting that the Three of Cups started out. So I'm going to wait till I hear some more messages and why, because I'd like to know why all of a sudden the Three Cups come out when we're talking about rescuing and being, okay. Some gentleness with it. Oh, okay. So there's something with this, there's a more of an immature, carefree kind of person, maybe a social butterfly, I feel, that actually is involved here, that it's almost like somebody's sitting back and just watching. It's like, when are they going to grow up? That's what I hear. It's like, when are they going to grow up? When are they going to stop making immature choices is what I'm hearing. And that might be true, and it might be in a relationship, because we've got two different spirits here. And we've got a spirit that actually is very immature, and then we've got a spirit that's actually immature. When I talk about spirits, I'm talking about persons, because everybody has a spirit, whether you want to believe it or not. We all have a spirit. So somebody is actually being mature, and it's getting old. It's getting old because, like I said, this rescue thing is not going to last. Been there, done that, and that's why I teach in coaching that you both have to come into a relationship that on this pretty much the same level. You've got to communicate. You've got to be able to ask the questions, not walk on eggshells and think it's going to change later. You have to be both healthy and whole mentally and spiritually to go into that. This didn't. So this relationship didn't. So now it's sort of like on a one person's bored, the other person's like, oh, I'm fine with it. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. And really it's not. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So somebody's been not being really honest. Probably more the immature one. Now this could be, this may not resonate with you. Maybe this is a friend that you're watching go through this, a family member go through this, or whatever. But this actually, there's something that either they're ashamed of and didn't say anything, or they're sort of did something that they shouldn't have done and are afraid to tell or talk about it. Or maybe it was you that just sort of like, man, I shouldn't have did that kind of thing. So if you are the one that's more of the immature, or notice somebody's getting bored with you, somebody's getting irritated with you, this is what's going on here. And there isn't balance. So we need some balance back in this. Again, you can't have balance when somebody's trying to rescue somebody. That's mainly trying to fix somebody, and we can't do that. That we each have to fix our own selves. But this is what I'm getting is, I'm almost getting an irritation feeling. But what we want to do is, temperance is about balance, spiritual balance, earthly balance. It's about not making sure that you're not sitting in the middle of something. Well, I really, it's sort of like spirituality. You either believe in it or you don't. You can't sort of be on the fence in it. You got to be in there or don't, or it doesn't work, and you don't have faith. You don't believe it's going to happen or work, and it won't, because it's sort of like the law of attraction. If you don't believe in it, why should we show you and gift you? Because you don't believe in it. Same with God. You know, if you don't believe in him, why should he turn around and give you miracles if you don't even believe in him? That's the thing. If you believe in reincarnation, you know, that's a totally different thing. And vibrations, law of attraction. That's vibrations in the universe. It's all about law of attraction. That's all about energies and matter and how things bounce off of each other. So, you know, you have to, if you believe in one of those, then you don't just say, well, I sort of believe in it or I sort of don't. Yeah. Okay. So this person who is here. Oh, thank you. This is why this card is here. Okay. So it came out in the beginning and they just shared with me, and it all depends. I don't know who they send through. It's just who tell me. This is probably the same person here. So the reason why we have this card here is they're pretty much a partier, go free with the wind. They're easy. They're a social butterfly kind of thing. And that's exactly what this verified. So it's a person that just likes to get out, go and do things. Now that can be a good thing. But if they're doing it like at night and disrespecting you and not taking, you know, you seriously, it's like, you know what, you come in at 11 or 12 o'clock at night. I'll be home at 12, show up at 4 or 5 in the morning. No, that kind of stuff is disrespectful. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So this person's a little too carefree, a little too immature, too not narcissistic, but just somebody who actually is not taking your feelings into consideration after you're the one that actually helped them. And we still want to be gentle with them, but we want to make sure that we're setting our standards and our boundaries. Okay, so setting standards and boundaries are really, really important. And that actually is a video that I have that you could probably, I think I can load it if it's not already there, so you can watch it. I'll point my finger so it'll be up here, and I'll put that up there for you. So if you want to watch about standards and boundaries in relationships and in life and work and things like that, it's a really good video. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I did actually a pretty good job on that one. Yeah, so this is what we're shooting for. We're shooting for the 9 of Cups, which is all about the heart, but it also is about you know, things that we do desire and want in our life, and it can happen, but we need to get to the bottom of what this is about. So there's something being hidden, so we need to get to the bottom of that. All right, and that's your job or whoever's job. And if they don't want to share it or don't do it, I wouldn't be rescuing, because they're not ready. They're not ready. I used to work in chemical dependency, and my brother unfortunately was murdered due to drugs. Not directly. He was clean for almost a year, 5 days short of a year. But when we talk about chemical dependency, because I worked in it, is that you cannot ask somebody or even try to even do an intervention or anything until that person is ready. Same here. If you have somebody who needs to share information and doesn't and won't share information, you let it go. You keep going forward, because they're not ready. And when they're ready, they'll tell you, if they respect you and trust you, and will go in there. All right. So, wow, what a spread. What a spread, my Cancers. This is actually interesting because my daughter's a Cancer, and I see this happening actually in her life with one of her friends. Bless their hearts, these young people. Yeah, what did I just say? I can't make this stuff up. I really can't. So go ahead and keep your standards up. Something is going to create a little bit of hurt and a little bit of judgment here right in the center. But the thing is that you need to stand up and keep your standards. You made it through this. And you're loving yourself in the process. Thank you. They said, love yourself in the process. And that's where you're going to keep your standards and your boundaries. And that's what rescuing is all about, is putting up boundaries and standards and making sure that somebody adheres by them. I don't know who this is for, but yeah. Is there anything more? Wow, this is a lot this week. So somebody's going to be hopefully sharing some information. They're going to get that balance back. They're going to get off the fence and they're going to jump on one side or the other. But we got to remember that, you know, sit back, pay attention, but be gentle in love, but be strong. It's sort of like parenting, you know. Unfortunately, relationships are a lot like parenting where you just don't let them get away with it. Yeah, so we've got the Four of Wands, which is all about, you know, a coming together, a unity, a joining together, which will happen if you actually follow through with keeping your standards, because actually the Empress is about balance and swords and all that kind of stuff, about communication and love and just being mindful of the tongue to say things of love. So one side of the sword is love and truth. The other side of the sword is not. Make sure that whoever is doing or talking or coming to you, that it is actually in truth. Okay, make sure it's in truth. And then so that you can get some balance back in your life there. All right. Okay, wow. That's a lot. I'm going to show you this spread here in a second just so you can visually see it. A lot of time we're visual. I can sit here and tell you it all, but you know, over the years I've watched many tarot readers, and it's just a preference for me to switch it up so you don't get one, bored, and two, you can actually see what I'm laying them down and how I'm laying them down in all actuality. So let's see if you can catch all that. So we're going to do like a little review kind of thing here. So we're going to work on who is this that we're rescuing, or is this somebody trying to rescue you? You're trying to rescue somebody. Somebody's coming to you or you're coming to them. Remember to be gentle. And just to remember that somebody's always watching. So we want to make sure that we do it out of love, not speaking from the wrong side of the sword, because you don't know who's watching you, especially if there's children or young people. They want to see how you handle things, and they will mimic what you handle or throw it back in your face. So this here, these two here, we know that this person is somewhat of a playful person, a little irresponsible person at this point in time, maybe hiding something or just maybe ashamed to share something. I don't know. I don't feel like this is really a negative. I don't know. I'm getting sort of mixed feelings if this is, you know, how somebody cheats on somebody, that kind of thing. But I also know that somebody's ashamed to say something. So these two cards would go together as a judgment. This is earth fighting spirit. There's always a judgment. There's always accountability, responsibility. Once we get that out, once we can get it out, get whatever needs to be said out, be accountable for it because we're responsible for it, then we can get balance back. But remember, I'm going to say with this one, put this one there. Stand in your word there. Queen of Wands actually would go here. And then we've got, you know, it's going to end up good. It's going to end up good, and it's in the heart. You got a communication in heart, so that's going to heal, and balance is going to come back through. Okay, so that's where I get your reading from. And I hope you liked it, and I hope you liked it enough to subscribe, please. I would appreciate it, or you can, in the corner there should be a subscribe. And I hope you come back. That's my goal. My whole thing is I would like to see you come back. So if you enjoyed this, I hope it resonated with you in some way or another. I'm sure at some point it did. And if you would like to learn more about different coaching that I do, you can go down to the bottom of the description where it has Get Balanced 2020 information. And I hope to see you again next week, because this was for Cancers for the 20th through the 26th. Talk to you soon. Take care.